welcome back.
Hey, welcome back. Build your legacy.
Insurance Edition podcast. How are you, Bill?
I'm good, man. Been a while.
It has. It has.
Think things going well for you?
Can't complain.
Start of the year all right?
Yeah, we're off and running. Got a few good things in the works here, ready to rock and roll, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, first quarter is always, fun.
It's fun, right? It's a good sort of temperature on what the year's going to look like for you, right? So it's good to hit the ground running.
That's right. There's no other option.
That's true.
So-
you don't want to deal with the alternative.
No, that's right. So it kind of brings up a topic that we've got as well. So you end a year, you start a new year.
Yeah.
Profit sharing comes in. All these carriers are talking about different things. And as an agent, people kind of look at it going, how many carriers do I need?
Yeah. It's a great question. I feel like we get a lot of questions from, agents because agents are attracted to the independent channel because they see options, and it's easy for them to want everybody they can get, right? And I'm not saying you don't need everybody, right? But a lot of times you're not ever going to need access to every carrier under the sun, right? And so sometimes it's that less is more argument, if that's a fair way to put it. But it's all circumstance based, right? And I think we've echoed this in a number of podcasts previously, relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. I think how many you need ultimately depends on the relationships you have and how detailed and deep they are with those particular carriers.
You talked about relationships, and I want to come back to that because I think that is key. But first, I want to say it also depends on if an agent is writing just personal, just commercial, or if they're writing both personal and commercial will determine maybe how many markets they need just because of the differences of what the agency does. You should have as many as you can form a relationship with, a good relationship with, which means you're going to have to write business with them. You're going to have to spend time with them.
Yeah.
And especially if we look at the commercial lines world, a lot of the stuff does get rated right in the technology system of each carrier, but you do need to have a relationship with that underwriter as well, because if you're writing things consistently in the classes of business they like and they know you're good at it, you're going to get better pricing than somebody else. And it's going to be because of that relationship and they know you.
Yeah. Well, and to that point, part of that relationship is understanding their requirements, right? Where they're wanting to go. But I mean, your comment there about that underwriter, that top of stack submission is so important and so vital for success and really helping them achieve their goals, which is ultimately going to help you achieve yours.
Yeah.
But-
So, I mean, it's relationship. It's with the marketing rep or the territory manager. It's with the underwriter.
It's with everybody.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can't do that if you have too many people.
Too many mouths to feed.
But it does go back to, as you grow, there's a chance that you're going to need more markets as you grow.
Yeah, as you grow, you're going to need more because you're going to start diving off into other avenues that you might not necessarily be diving into today. And some of that could be employee driven, right? You don't want to handicap employees. But I think a good rule of thumb, especially earlier in an agency's lifespan, when you're looking at your carrier partners, you want to be cognizant of what they're writing, the success they're having in the area that you're looking to grow, things like that. But you want to make sure each one of the partners you do have is a little different than the others. You don't want to have three people doing the exact same thing, because then, to your point, how are you going to develop a relationship with them? How are you really going to be able to sort of dive deeper with them other than a surface level? It's tough to do.
Yeah, and that's going to be fairly common in the commercial lines world.
It is.
Everybody's going to want that certain BOP or certain classes of business of BOP.
Yeah.
Just happens. Hey, they're all great, but there are ones, just form a relationship with them. The pricing is going to be similar if you build that relationship, get it going.
Yeah. We're talking a lot about this sort of in the, I'd say, business acquisition standpoint of winning business and growing your business. The other side to this is, the more carriers you have, the tougher it is to earn contingencies, the tougher it is to earn profit sharing. And that's another piece to this is you want to make sure you're maximizing your dollars. And if you have to spread business out amongst too many companies, it can really hurt the bottom line of an agency.
Yeah, you're not taking advantage of anything there. So yeah, I agree with you. And look, it comes back to if you're hitting the profit sharing levels, if you're doing the contingencies, you're
That's
at a
going
size.
to the relationship.
Hopefully, you've got the good relationship.
Yeah.
And again, kind of end everything where you started it is, get the carriers you need that you can form the relationship with, which means personally and writing the business with them.
For sure. For sure. And I would say if you can do that, the success will come.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, I think we covered that one pretty good.
Yeah. Well, we're well into 2025 now, so
off and running.
Hopefully we've given some good tips, advice, things for people to pick on as they start this year.
And I would say if there's anything anybody wants to hear, by all means, we're open to recommendations on topics.
That's right. Yeah. Hit us up on the chat feature or send us an email.
Yeah, please do.
All right. We'll see you again, Travis.
All right, man. See you.
Thanks for tuning in. You can catch our Build Your Legacy Insurance Edition podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, or send us over a topic recommendation at podcast@siaofnc.com. If you're interested in learning more about what we do, visit us online at www.siaofnc.com. We hope you enjoyed our newest episode. See you next week.